the jungle boy found himself alone. He was disoriented and lost within an immense ancient forest. Towering trees stretched toward the heavens. Their branches interwove to form an impenetrable canopy overhead. Only faint delicate rays of sunlight filtered through. These weak beams gently pierced the dense foliage. Shimmering ethereal patterns appeared on the forest floor. An atmosphere of enchantment and mystery filled the surroundings. A profound, unsettling silence enveloped everything. Occasionally the rustle of unseen creatures broke the quiet. Suddenly a sleek muscular black panther emerged from the shadows. Its ebony fur glistened with subtle brilliance. It moved gracefully through the darkness. The panther's powerful muscles rippled beneath its velvety coat. Its gaze was sharp and intense. Its eyes reflected intelligent yet cold determination. Claws gleamed menacingly as it surged forward. It moved swiftly toward a small fragile boy standing vulnerably at the heart of the forest. The boy was oblivious to the looming danger. Despite its fearsome demeanor, the panther bore no ill intent toward the child. It was driven by a noble protective instinct. It sensed a hidden peril the boy was unaware of. Beneath the thick carpet of dried leaves lay a massive python. Its scales blended seamlessly into the forest floor. It patiently waited in silent ambush. Its cold predatory eyes fixed hungrily upon the innocent child. It was ready to strike without mercy. The panther understood the urgency of the threat. It swiftly intervened. Gently but decisively it grabbed the boy by his garments. It transported him away from immediate danger. The panther was aware of its solitary nature. It lacked the aptitude for nurturing. It thoughtfully placed the child at the entrance of a nearby wolf family's den. It hoped the wolves would accept the boy. Retreating quietly into dense shrubbery, it observed cautiously. It awaited the wolves' response. After a tense pause, a curious wolf cub peeked from the den's entrance. Its bright eyes widened with inquisitiveness. Immediately it noticed the boy lying motionless. The cub saw bloodstains covering the child's clothing. It expressed obvious concern. Its siblings reacted differently. They growled suspiciously. Their fur bristled with wariness at the unexpected intruder. The increasing commotion alerted their parents. The parents emerged defensively. They snarled protectively. They were prepared to fiercely defend their offspring. Upon closer inspection, the parents quickly realized the stranger was not a threat. It was a vulnerable, abandoned human child. Their initial hostility faded into confusion and wonderment. It was replaced by cautious curiosity. The mother wolf approached gently. She tenderly licked the blood away from the child's small body. She discovered the blood was not the boy's own. It belonged instead to his parents, who had met a tragic fate. Gazing into the boy's innocent, bewildered eyes, her heart was profoundly moved. It ignited within her a maternal instinct to protect and care for this unfortunate orphan. The decision to welcome a human child required approval from Akela, their wise and respected leader. A swift gathering of the wolf pack was convened. Akela proposed adopting the boy. His suggestion sparked fierce debate. Several pack members vehemently opposed the idea. They viewed humans as their greatest and most treacherous adversaries. Akela hesitated momentarily. He was uncertain amid the tension. Then the black panther appeared once again. It carried a generous offering. The panther brought a freshly hunted large deer. It was a symbolic gesture to persuade the wolves. As the pack deliberated the panther's proposal, the atmosphere abruptly shifted. Shere Khan appeared menacingly. He was a tiger notorious for cruelty and profound hatred of humans. Shere Khan's deep-seated bitterness stemmed from an injury inflicted by human hunters. It crippled his right leg and stripped him of dominance over the jungle. The title now proudly belonged to Akela. Driven by vengeance, Shere Khan sought to eliminate the boy. The boy was the sole survivor from the attack on his family. He represented Shere Khan's failure and lingering hatred. Shere Khan's overt aggression galvanized Akela's resolve. Akela made a firm, fearless declaration. In defiance of the tiger's threats, Akela pledged before the assembled wolves. He vowed to protect and raise the boy as one of their own. He would defend him to the very end. Inspired by their leader's courage, the wolf pack prepared for confrontation. They stood united and resolute in the face of danger. Recognizing the wolf's solidarity and strength, Shere Khan reluctantly retreated. Before disappearing, he made a chilling threat. With a low rumbling growl, the tiger vowed he would return one day to exact revenge. The wolves remained vigilant. The boy was safe, yet marked by destiny. The forest was forever changed. From that moment onward, Mowgli's life underwent a profound transformation. He grew up enveloped in the protective care and affection of the wolf pack. They nurtured him lovingly as one of their own. Akela, the wise and revered wolf leader, safeguarded Mowgli with paternal dedication. Bagheera, the sleek and powerful black panther, took on the crucial role of mentor. Bagheera carefully taught Mowgli essential skills of survival and hunting. Bagheera imparted to Mowgli a profound lesson. When hunting, one must look directly into the eyes of the prey. This gesture allowed the soul of the hunted creature to depart in peace. The prey understood it had earned the hunter's respect. Apart from Bagheera, Mowgli had another influential mentor. Baloo was the old and revered bear known throughout the jungle for his stern discipline. Baloo consistently set exceedingly high standards during their rigorous training sessions. Each lesson was marked by Baloo's unwavering determination and insistence on absolute focus. He would not permit even the slightest lapse in concentration from Mowgli. One day during an intense session in the silent depths of the forest, a black scorpion crawled onto Mowgli's face. Its sharp pincers raised threateningly. Baloo saw the danger clearly but ordered Mowgli to remain completely still. That harrowing moment profoundly taught Mowgli tranquility, courage, and unshakable focus under pressure. Externally, Baloo appeared stern and detached. Yet beneath that strict exterior lay a deep reservoir of warmth and affection for Mowgli. After their daily training sessions, Baloo often quietly watched as the young boy cheerfully headed home. In those moments, a gentle, proud smile would briefly cross Baloo's weathered face. Baloo deeply cared for his special pupil. Life in the jungle was far from easy for Mowgli. His unique appearance and origins fostered suspicion and isolation among the wolf pack. Only Rama and Raksha, a pair of wolves who had adopted him, showed genuine love and unconditional care. They raised and protected him as if he were their biological child. Rama and Raksha's sincere affection provided Mowgli with invaluable emotional comfort. Another young wolf named Bhoot also faced exclusion due to his rare white fur caused by albinism. Despite relentless teasing and bullying from his peers, Bhoot maintained extraordinary gentleness and quiet endurance. One day Mowgli witnessed Bhoot being mocked by other young wolves. He fiercely stepped in to defend his friend, but gently dismissed Mowgli's concerns, smiling reassuringly before calmly walking away. Bhoot's friendship significantly lessened the loneliness in Mowgli's childhood. The two often enjoyed playful games of hide and seek together. Their laughter and peaceful companionship created cherished memories amid the jungle's harshness. This tranquil existence was shattered by the menacing return of Shere Khan, the jungle's fiercest tiger. One day as Mowgli bathed in a serene river, he spotted Shere Khan drinking nearby. Fresh blood from a recent kill mingled with the clear water. Stricken with terror, Mowgli quickly submerged himself. He held his breath until bubbles unintentionally surfaced, attracting the predator's attention. Shere Khan's piercing gaze locked onto the river. Just as Mowgli reached his limits, the tiger abruptly left. Seizing this chance, Mowgli dashed to the riverbank only to fall directly into Shere Khan's cunningly set trap. His desperate cry echoed through the forest, alerting Bagheera, who immediately rushed to his aid. Though Mowgli escaped the trap, Shere Khan continued to lurk menacingly. In a critical moment, a powerful yet gentle presence emerged. It lifted Mowgli from peril. The rescuer was a legendary guardian elephant whose massive frame was adorned in moss. The elephant had one long broken tusk and eyes filled with compassion. Following this incident, Bagheera urged Mowgli to return to human civilization. Bagheera believed only fire could shield him from Shere Khan's wrath. Yet Mowgli firmly rejected this suggestion, convinced the jungle was his true home. Ultimately, Bagheera proposed a decisive challenge. If Mowgli prevailed in the wolf pack's traditional hunting contest, he could remain in the jungle. Despite lacking a wolf's speed and agility, Mowgli trained relentlessly under Baloo's rigorous guidance. He leveraged his intellect and dexterity to overcome physical limitations. Only Baloo fully recognized the extent of Mowgli's extraordinary determination. At last, the fateful competition day arrived. It demanded Mowgli showcase all his acquired skills and bravery. Assigned the role of the hunted, Mowgli confronted a critical test of survival. Bagheera's cold, calculating eyes sent shivers through him, igniting uncontrollable tremors. Mowgli understood clearly that his fate rested upon this challenge. Akela's sharp command set the young wolves swiftly into motion. Bhoot, the weakest among them, was instantly eliminated. Mowgli himself struggled under Bagheera's aggressive assault, experiencing firsthand the primal ferocity of the panther. Driven by panic, he swiftly climbed a tree, narrowly evading Bagheera's persistent pursuit. Thanks to his smaller stature, Mowgli maneuvered through narrow gaps, swinging swiftly on vines to adjacent trees. Spotting an opportunity, he daringly leaped from a steep cliff. He managed to grasp a tree branch before sliding safely to the ground. Choosing this daring shortcut, Mowgli surged ahead, quickly surpassing the other contestants. He secured his place within the wolf pack, proudly affirming the jungle as his rightful home. Baloo was astonished when Mowgli suddenly emerged first from the dense forest. Mowgli raced energetically toward victory. Just as the boy's fingertips nearly brushed the finish line, a swift shadow intercepted him. Mowgli tumbled to the ground mere inches from triumph. The shadow revealed itself as Bagheera. Bagheera stood powerfully with piercing eyes filled with grim determination. Bagheera unleashed a deafening roar that echoed through the jungle. Mowgli trembled uncontrollably. Overwhelmed by fear and confusion, Mowgli burst into tears. He knew Bagheera had deliberately sabotaged his victory. Bagheera's heart was heavy with remorse behind his aggressive facade. He had accepted the painful duty to play the villain. Bagheera believed this harsh lesson was the only way to shield Mowgli from greater dangers ahead. Baloo was the referee and could do nothing to alter the events. Baloo helplessly witnessed the boy's anguish. Mowgli felt betrayed and heartbroken. He accused Baloo of complicity before storming off. Mowgli's heart was heavy with bitterness and despair. A heated confrontation erupted immediately afterward between Baloo and Bagheera. Baloo passionately expressed empathy for Mowgli's struggles and sacrifices. Bagheera adamantly defended his actions. He insisted the drastic measure was essential for the boys' survival. Their fierce exchange underscored their mutual affection for Mowgli. Each acted according to deeply held convictions. Mowgli sat beside the quietly flowing river in solitude. He was consumed by sorrow. Soon after Bhoot appeared. Bhoot's familiar cheerful manner was intended to comfort Mowgli. However, Bhoot's light-hearted attitude unintentionally amplified Mowgli's pain. Mowgli felt more misunderstood and isolated. Bhoot remarked innocently that both were special in their own ways. Mowgli's bottled-up anguish exploded into bitter words. He cruelly dismissed Bhoot's sincerity. Mowgli called both of them freaks. He labeled Bhoot a grotesque anomaly since birth. Bhoot was stunned and hurt deeply by Mowgli's harsh rejection. Bhoot wept openly for the first time. He quietly left feeling utterly abandoned. Mowgli immediately realized his terrible mistake. He frantically searched for Bhoot to apologize. It was too late. His closest friend had vanished, leaving only sadness behind. Mowgli's heart sank further. He felt dread about the uncertain consequences of his words and their eventual reunion. Misfortune continued to shadow Mowgli and Akela relentlessly. During a crucial hunt, Akela's strike missed its mark. He stumbled and fell embarrassingly before the entire pack. Word of this humiliating failure spread quickly. It became a point of ridicule among the younger wolves eager for change. Returning home, Akela found Shere Khan had cunningly usurped authority within the pack. Shere Khan flaunted dominance by inciting rebellion. He introduced livestock from the human village, appealing to the wolves' primal instincts and dissatisfaction. According to jungle law, Akela's misstep demanded he relinquish leadership to a stronger challenger. Younger wolves, easily swayed by Shere Khan, swiftly turned on Akela. The violent conflict unfolded when Mowgli arrived. He desperately tried to intervene and restore order. Bagheera forcefully restrained him. Bagheera grimly reminded the boy jungle law was ruthless and unchangeable. Akela bravely fought against the rebellious wolves. However, he was blindsided by an unexpected attack from behind. Akela battled fiercely for survival. Amidst the turmoil, Mowgli caught sight of Shere Khan lurking stealthily among the wolves. Instantly grasping the tiger's vile intentions, Mowgli recalled Bagheera's urgent advice. Fire was the only thing tigers truly feared. Without hesitation, Mowgli sprinted toward the human settlement. He was determined to acquire fire to save his adoptive family. Mowgli ran with all his might. He finally grasped a flaming torch and hurried back to the mountain. The wolves were closing in on Akela. Mowgli boldly waved the fire, causing rebellious wolves to recoil in fear. Shere Khan's fierce gaze transformed into terror. The tiger snarled bitterly and reluctantly retreated into shadows. Mowgli approached Akela feeling relieved and expecting approval. Instead, Akela's weary eyes conveyed profound disappointment and sorrow. Akela harshly rebuked Mowgli for wielding humanity's cruel weapon against their own kind. Akela declared this act dishonored the entire pack, leaving him utterly disgraced. Heavy rain poured down, extinguishing both physical flames and emotional fire within Mowgli's heart. Yet stubborn embers flickered on, symbolizing the eternal divide between humanity and nature. Rama and Raksha stood silently in sorrowful contemplation. Bagheera and Baloo turned away solemnly. Mowgli felt utterly abandoned. The collective rejection by those closest to him felt unbearable and broke his heart. Consumed by despair, Mowgli fled down the mountain. He was desperate to prove himself worthy of wolves' acceptance. Driven by reckless anger and grief, he charged toward the human village. He was swiftly incapacitated by a hunter's blow. Mowgli awoke trapped within an unforgiving iron cage. He struggled futilely for freedom. Eventually, the hunter brought him food enticingly prepared. Mowgli sampled it hesitantly. He was quickly overwhelmed by the unfamiliar salty taste and sneezed uncontrollably, scattering the meal. Disheartened, the hunter withdrew, leaving the hungry boy isolated and deeply discouraged. Night enveloped the village. Bagheera silently appeared near Mowgli's cage. Initially hopeful for rescue, Mowgli was heartbroken by Bagheera's words. Bagheera coldly informed Mowgli that Shere Khan had fully taken over the jungle. Returning would mean certain death. Bagheera ignored Mowgli's anguished pleas and quietly vanished into darkness. Mowgli was left utterly desolate, alone and hopeless. The next morning, Mowgli awakened with a start. His heart pounded as he noticed the cage door slightly ajar. It swayed gently in the breeze. Cautiously, he stepped out into the open. His eyes widened at the sight before him. The hunter stood nearby, methodically butchering a wild boar he had caught earlier. Driven by overwhelming hunger, Mowgli rushed toward the carcass. He instinctively tore savagely into the raw flesh. Observing the boy's primal behavior, the hunter intervened gently but firmly. With patient gestures, he showed Mowgli how to properly handle a knife. He carefully demonstrated how to slice the meat cleanly. Mowgli was quick to learn and eager to adapt. Soon he mastered this newfound skill. He tasted cooked meat for the first time. He savored the rich, warm flavor and was amazed by the nourishment and comfort it provided. A village woman, moved by compassion, tenderly cleaned the grime from Mowgli's face. She revealed his strikingly handsome and radiant features beneath layers of dirt. When Mowgli later emerged before the assembled villagers, they collectively gasped. They were astonished by his youthful beauty, vitality, and transformed appearance. The welcoming community offered warmth and kindness. Gradually Mowgli began to feel safe. His earlier apprehensions dissipated with each passing day. Observing the boy's natural intelligence, remarkable agility, and keen instincts, the hunter soon made a heartfelt decision. He formally adopted Mowgli as his own son, deepening the bond between them. Time flowed quietly onward. One day a wolf from Mowgli's past appeared unexpectedly. It urgently requested his return to assist the pack against Shere Khan, the fearsome tiger. Yet painful memories of rejection and abandonment were still raw in Mowgli's heart. Resolute in his decision, he firmly declined. He asserted that the village was now his true home. For a brief moment it seemed peace might endure indefinitely. On the festive night of the village's vibrant color festival, curiosity drew Mowgli into the hunter's private quarters. What he discovered there shattered him utterly. An array of gruesome animal trophies adorned the room. Their lifeless eyes stared blankly into the void. Among these horrific trophies one stood out painfully. It was the preserved head of Bhoot, Mowgli's beloved childhood friend. Bhoot was the gentle white wolf who had once been his loyal companion. The hunter was unaware of Mowgli's devastation. He drunkenly boasted about his prized collection, oblivious to the boy's silent heartbreak. Tears of grief and betrayal silently streamed down Mowgli's cheeks as he grappled with the harsh truth. Once the hunter's footsteps faded into the silent night, Mowgli felt utterly drained of all strength. Trembling uncontrollably, his knees buckled. He sank slowly to the ground, overtaken by deep sorrow. Through a haze of tears, painful regrets flooded his mind. He vividly recalled the harsh, thoughtless words he had hurled at Bhoot. He remembered the pain in his friend's eyes as he turned away for the last time. Mowgli's heart ached fiercely with remorse. He knew that had he been kinder and more understanding, his friend might still be alive. Throughout the lonely night, Mowgli sat silently by the riverside. Pale moonlight cast a cold reflection on the still water, mirroring his deep despair. For the first time he fully grasped the harsh reality. The true danger was not the wild beasts he had always feared. It was the cruelty and selfish deceit lurking within humanity itself. This bitter realization ignited an intense resolve within him. It fueled a burning desire for justice and vengeance. Rising with renewed determination, Mowgli clutched a sharp blade firmly. He quietly approached the hunter's tent where the man lay in a drunken slumber. As he drew closer, his eyes fell upon a distinctive scar etched deeply on the hunter's waist. It was clearly inflicted by Shere Khan, the fearsome tiger. At that moment a profound plan crystallized in his mind. His desire for immediate vengeance shifted into a more strategic, meaningful act. His gaze shifted to the ivory tusk resting nearby. It was a relic stolen from a peaceful herd of elephants. Acting swiftly and silently, Mowgli took the tusk. He returned it to the grateful herd and negotiated a crucial alliance. The elephants agreed to join his fight against Shere Khan. In exchange, they wanted assistance in exacting revenge on the ruthless hunter. Their pact sealed, Mowgli boldly ventured into Shere Khan's territory. He loudly issued a challenge to the arrogant beast. Shere Khan appeared swiftly and contemptuously regarded the young boy as easy prey. Yet as the tiger charged forward, Mowgli signaled the elephants concealed in the foliage. They burst forth with immense power and encircled Shere Khan, decisively trapping him. Too late, the tiger realized he had been ensnared. In a bold and swift motion, Mowgli hurled his knife deep into Shere Khan's side. He courageously leaped upon the beast's back, fiercely engaging in battle. The violent clash awakened the hunter, who was still groggy from intoxication. He fired his rifle wildly into the chaos. Tragically, the shot struck Mowgli. He fell to the ground, wounded and writhing in pain. Seizing this distraction, Shere Khan lunged viciously. In the ensuing chaos, the hunter fired again. This time he fatally struck Akela, the aged wolf leader who had bravely shielded Mowgli. The venerable wolf's noble sacrifice left Mowgli anguished yet determined. When consciousness returned, Mowgli found Akela barely alive. His eyes were filled with profound regret and urgency. With his dying breath, Akela entrusted Mowgli with leadership of the wolf pack. He transferred to him the monumental responsibility of guiding and protecting their family. With resolve hardened by loss, Mowgli stood once more. He cast a determined gaze toward the distant village. Quietly he ventured deep into the forest, seeking Shere Khan. He found the tiger severely injured. Without hesitation he raised his knife to deliver justice. Shere Khan made one final desperate attempt at resistance. Mowgli swiftly evaded and plunged his knife firmly into the beast. He stared unwaveringly into Shere Khan's eyes until its fierce spirit faded. In those final moments, Mowgli vividly recalled the invaluable teachings of Bagheera, his wise mentor. Emerging from these harrowing trials, Mowgli assumed rightful leadership of the wolves. Though outwardly strong and commanding, deep within he bore the weight of grief, solitude, and the inevitable cost of maturity. It was a profound burden every soul must one day carry.